W8WKY.
Wrong mic, W8GMF.
W8GMF, this is KC8HDP. You are solid into the repeater.
Sorry about that, Jerry. I picked up the wrong mic. I was supposed to be on HF. W8GMF.
No worries, Gary. You're still great into the repeater, so if you want to check in, you're sounding good. W8GMF, this is KC8HDP standing by for Newsline.
Yeah, let me turn the audio down here on the HF. Yeah, that's the reason I had the rig on. I was working a couple of parts while I was waiting, and now that I've got two radios that run the 7100, I can grab the wrong mic. And that's what happened. I had the mic for the VHF, UHF 220 sitting on top of the HF rig, and I just reached up and picked up the wrong mic when he called QRZ. Anyhow, W8GMF.
KC8HDP, W8GMF, this is KD8SLG. Sorry I missed you guys last night on the Bolo net. KD8SLG, standing by.
Well, good evening, Nick. Good to hear from you. Yeah, I didn't really expect to hear from you on the BONet, especially if you had to go outside. And number one, it's really cold, and for the other reason as well. So didn't think you'd probably want to be wandering around outside in the dark. But yeah, we missed you on the net, and hope you'll be back on it soon.
Well, Jerry, I'm down the farm, so I can't even reach it from here, even if I could get outside to stick the antenna up in the air. And I have a Shari node with me instead of the clear node. If I had the clear node with me, I'd be able to get onto DMR and say hi to all y'all, but yeah, it's just not going to work. And yeah, getting out of bed's a hassle. Thanks, Jerry. KD8SLG.
Well, good luck tomorrow. Hope it all goes really well for you, and hope you're up and around and back to your old self again before long. KD8SLG, this is KC8HDP.
KD8SLG, this is KE8ARB.
KE8ARB, KD8SLG. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing real well, my friend. I was curious, not being sarcastic or funny, but are you going to make the meeting next week on the, what is it, the 16th?
I got to tell you, man, a week sounds like months away at this point. and brought up the Google Maps. It's going to be a 70-minute trip each way. No, 79-minute trip each way. And I'm not sure that's going to happen. KD8SLG.
Roger. Yeah, I did map it. I think it's actually closer to me than it is. Well, I know it's closer than the other place. And I was kicking around the idea of showing up and making everybody wonder who I am. And it would be a bonus if you would be there.
I think there's a fair number of club members who know you. At least anyone who went to the POTA event. And I don't know, is Ethan ready to take y'all on a little road trip?
Well, I don't know if Ethan is, but I was up for taking him on a road trip. In fact, I have several things planned now. We have Hamvention coming up in May, an Axial Fest in June, and I think there are a couple other things I just want to get out and do for the sake of doing. And I got the bus all geared up to be able to cook out of and have a refrigerator in and do some radio stuff and possibly relatively sleep comfortably in there too. So I'm getting ready to road trip a bit myself. So if we make it over there, we make it over there. I don't have anything that says yes or no yet, but it's early enough in the evening that I think we can do it, and close enough too.
Well, I am completely lacking in independence right now, so we'll have to see how I feel and how the Uber driver feels and everything else. So we'll figure that out in the week that's coming up. K8ARB, KD8SLG.
All right, my friend. Well, I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow. And if that ankle is ready to stomp on the loud pedal and do some stuff, you let me know. And if not, we'll catch you further down the log. All right, my friend. Take her easy. I think I'm going to hang out for Newsline here. I guess that's in a few minutes. KD8SLG, this is KE8ARB.
Amateur Radio Newsline will start in 5 minutes.
Now that was good timing. I'll be sticking around for the net. KD8SLG, standing by.
W8WKY.
Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2462 with the release date of Friday, January 3rd, 2025, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A solar probe touches the untouchable in space. The CQDX Marathon is back. And hear the winning entry in the 2024 Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2462 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Charleston, West Virginia, here's Jim Dameron, NATMW.
The Parker Solar Probe, launched by NASA in 2018, ended 2024 by nearly touching the untouchable, the sun. We hear more from Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
On Christmas Eve, December 24th, NASA's solar probe set a record by flying 3.86 million miles, or 6.1 billion kilometers, from the sun. That approach made the small probe the first and fastest object created by humans to come that close to the sun, according to a report in Forbes magazine. Its speed was clocked at 430,000 miles per hour, the equivalent of 692,000 kilometers per hour. Nicola Fox, NASA's Associate Administrator for Science Missions, said in a Christmas Eve video that the probe had achieved the very mission it was intended for, with its unprecedented flight so close to the sun. This solar pass came as the probe made its 22nd approach since its launch more than 6 years ago. The probe is well shielded for this latest plunge into the sun. More than 4 years ago, it entered one of the most powerful coronal mass ejections ever recorded, according to NASA. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
In the U.S., the Handyham program ended 2024 by reporting on gains and successes in its services and initiatives to disabled amateur radio operators. We hear about them from Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
The Handyham program, which has served the disabled ham community since 1967, ended 2024 with a progress report to its supporters and on its website, outlining gains in its journey. The year included a number of new classes held virtually, including one in basic Morse code and another for technician class candidates. Handyham said that its radio club also achieved gains, reaching a milestone membership level of 158. The Handyham program itself welcomed 65 new participants. Program coordinator Lucinda Moody, AB8WF, summed up the year by calling it, quote, a year of achievement and expansion, end quote. For more details about the program, visit handyham.org. That's HANDIHAM.org. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
It isn't just January, it's Straight Key Month. And Randy Sly, W4XJ, is here to tell us about what that means.
Calling all CW operators. January is the month to put your paddle in the drawer and dust off your straight key. If you have cooties or bugs in your ham shack, you can use them too. It's time for the 19th annual Straight Key Month, hosted by the Straight Key Century Club. Throughout the month, you'll be able to work K3Y stations in all the U.S. call areas, including Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico. In addition, stations from regions within the IARU membership in Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and South America will also be on the air. Taking their cue from the ARRL's long-running Straight Key Night every January 1st, the SKCC extends the event from the 2nd to the 31st of the month. Whether you're a seasoned operator or just beginning your CW journey, you'll find Straight Key Month to be a great deal of fun while increasing your skills. Information for this event can be found at skccgroup.com/K3Y. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
An influential ham in the amateur radio community in Delaware has become a silent key. We hear more about him from Cell Emby, KB3TZD.
In 2005, Joseph Henry Stormer, W3TL, returned to amateur radio, the hobby he had loved as a teenager. He quickly deepened his involvement in both ham radio and the community. Joe joined the Sussex Amateur Radio Association in 2006 and became its president a year later. He also belonged to the Amateur Radio Lighthouse Society, the OM International Sideband Society, and served as an assistant emergency coordinator for the Amateur Radio Emergency Service of the ARRL. He was a team leader for the BB Hospital's Amateur Radio Operators Room. As a volunteer examiner, Joe was also a team leader of the Delaware Amateur Radio Testing Team and certified volunteer examiner with the Laurel Amateur Radio Club. He let hams and prospective hams throughout Delaware know they were always welcome to contact him to arrange for a licensing exam. According to his online obituary, he became ill last year. Joe died on December 22nd. He was 80. This is Cell Emby, KB3TZD.
The Jackson Butts County Public Library in Georgia is QRV, a collection of 11 amateur radio books donated a month ago by the Amateur Radio Club of Butts County, has been entered into the library system and was placed on the shelves recently for circulation. This is the latest partnership in the U.S. of amateur radio clubs and their local libraries. Library regulations from the Federal Communications Commission. Kathy told Newsline, "We are hoping they will be useful to many. They're ready to go." Lace up your running shoes and sit down in your shack and get ready for an on-the-air marathon that encourages operators to go the distance through December 2025. Jack Parker, W8ISH, shares the details.
The CQDX Marathon is back, and just as the marathon for 2024 comes to an end, the new one has begun.
Avid DXers are already on the hunt through the end of December, hoping to work as many countries and CQ zones as possible. The idea, of course, is to see who can work the most countries or DX entities and CQ zones by the time 2359 rolls around on December 31st. Keep in mind that contacts through repeaters and satellites do not count, nor do contacts with aeronautical mobile or maritime stations. Only the use of amateur radio frequencies is permitted. Organizers made some changes in mid-December to rules that affect the awards, operating class, and youth participation. For a full description of the rules and who is affected, see the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the Tryon Amateur Radio Club's K2JJI 2-meter repeater in Gloversville, New York, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Amateur radio station DL0DM recently finished celebrating 2 anniversaries in December. The club's 75th year as a radio licensee and its 35th year of operating from its home at the Deutsches Museum in Munich. Now the ham radio station is getting ready for another celebration, the centennial of the museum, one of the world's major showcases of science and technology. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, gives us details.
The Amateur Radio Club at Munich's Deutsches Museum is putting the call sign DL100DM on the air throughout 2025. The museum is marking its 100th anniversary, a time particularly for amateurs to remember its long-standing connection to radio. Even before the Ham Radio Club had established a permanent presence there, the museum was proudly featuring a 100-watt shortwave transmitter built by a student in 1938, which CW operators would occasionally put on the air. The transmitter is still at the museum and on view in the electronics exhibition area. The club station, however, isn't simply a part of the museum's exhibits and its daily demonstrations. It's a major part of the centennial celebration. Listen out all this year for their special call. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The changing nature of challenges facing DXpeditioners is getting a closer look at the upcoming International DX Convention, as we hear from Ralph Squillaci, KK6ITB.
Organizers of the International DX Convention are calling the opening day program on Friday, April 11th, a first-of-its-kind event. It's a full day of discussions devoted to solving problems that have emerged as some top DX entities grow more expensive, more restrictive, and more risky. Although new approaches such as remotely controlled stations have been employed for successful activations, DXers are seeking even more creative solutions. The one-day program will take place on the first day of the 3-day convention at the Visalia Conference Center in Visalia, California, and will bring demonstrations and guest speakers into the spotlight. The topics will be of particular interest to DXers, DXpeditioners, and contest station designers, and any other hams hoping to sharpen their DXCC scores. Registration for the conference has already opened. The conference itself concludes on the 13th of April. This is Ralph Squillaci, KK6ITB.
A year-long special event is underway to celebrate the railways that serve Britain. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, gives us those details.
Train enthusiasts credit the modern railways with helping Britain's identity take shape over the decades. The British Railways Amateur Radio Society, G4LMR, has amplified that message on the air since it was formed in 1966 by a handful of railwaymen who were also amateur radio operators. Now its membership includes any amateurs with an interest in the railways. A busy and active society with a full event calendar, the group is hosting a year-long special event station, GB0LMR, to promote the message of celebration and mark 200 years of modern railway service. The station is on the air from January to the end of 2025. If you have an interest in trains or just in history, this is just the ticket. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, special event station CS2025HNY is on the air from Portugal through to the 7th of January. Be listening on various HF bands for operators from the National Association of Portuguese Radio Amateurs, QSL via CT1REP. Terry, GM3WUX, will be marking the bicentenary of the development of the Braille system for the blind and vision impaired by activating the special call sign GB200LB. Find Terry on the air from the 4th through to the 31st of January, mainly using CW. CQRZ.com for more details. The South African Radio League is marking its 100 years anniversary with a special event call sign ZS100SARL for its Marathon QSO party that began on the 1st of January and runs through to the 31st of December. CQRZ.com for details. Herald DF2WO will return to Rwanda as 9X2AW and be on the air from the 27th of January through to the 15th of February. Listen for him operating holiday style on 10 through 160 meters. He'll also be making contacts via the QO100 satellite. CQRZ.com for QSL details. Listen for Singapore Radio Amateurs call signs featuring the special prefix S60 in celebration of the 60th anniversary of Singapore becoming an independent republic. Members of the Singapore Amateur Radio Transmitting Society are using the special prefix instead of the standard 9V1 prefix through the 9th of August, which is the actual anniversary date. The Czech D-Expedition Group will be using the call sign C8K from Mozambique from the 17th of January through to the 2nd of February. Find them on 160 through 6 meters and by way of QO100 satellite. They'll be using CW, SSB, FT8, and RIDI. CQRZ.com for QSL details. Newsline marked 2024 as its second year of the Ham Radio Haiku Challenge. We've been impressed with what our listeners have come up with. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, is here to tell us about this year's winner, whose haiku was featured earlier this year on our website. He'll share it now to close out this week's newscast.
The haiku submitted by Ray Cheist, KB2ZOB of Cream Ridge, New Jersey, was featured on our website on the 18th of October. The haiku addresses the life-saving role ham radio often plays. Here's what he wrote. Muddy nighttime search. Head-lamped men with radios. Finally rescued. We congratulate Ray on this winning haiku and encourage our listeners anywhere in the world to submit their own creations at the website following the traditional haiku form. Visit arnewsline.org and look for the Ham Radio Haiku link at the right-hand end of the title bar. We look forward to another year of you exercising your poetic license as well as your ham radio license. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
With thanks to the Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT News Service, British Railways Amateur Radio Society, Cape Gazette, CQDX Marathon, David Bayer, K7DB, Deutsches Museum, Forbes.com, 425DX News, DXConvention.com, Handyham, NASA, QRZ.com, RadioWorld.com, ShortwaveRadio.de, Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, NATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73, and Happy New Year. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.
the weekly Serenette featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes.
W8WKY.
This is K8 LYJ testing. K8 LYJ is clear. The
testing station, you are loud and clear, in case you were wondering. I think it was LYJ, if I'm not mistaken, or LYG, not sure. This is a preliminary as to what's to come.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's my girl. CQ. This is W8WKY calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. My name is Gary. My personal call is Alpha 8, Custom Select, Charlie Sierra, if you would like that. And I'll be your net control operator this evening using the club call W8WKY. We meet on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., and we encourage all amateurs to participate. That would be amateur radio operators to participate. This is a controlled net. Please direct traffic through net control. As always, priority or emergency traffic is welcome to break into this net at any time. Tonight we'll take in and out check-ins, followed by a round of regular check-ins. Then we'll present tonight's trivia question. But before we get started, just a couple of announcements. First and most important, the January 16th Sierra Club meeting will be held at the Farmer Boy Restaurant, 610 East Cuyahoga Falls Avenue in, I think it's Akron, could be Cuyahoga Falls, but it's right off of Route 8, very convenient, at the, right next to the Swinson Drive-In restaurant. It's a great little restaurant. I think everybody will enjoy it. It'll be an opportunity for the entire club to break bread together, so that'll be awesome. Meeting starts promptly at 7. If you want to join us for dinner or join the group for dinner, please try to land between 5:30 and 6 p.m. That will facilitate us utilizing the restaurant most efficiently. If you have any questions, give me a call. But there's more information on our website, w8wky.org. Additionally, the Wayne Amateur Radio Club will have its January meeting this Thursday, January 9th, at the Comm Center in Worcester. Details are available on the Wayne Amateur Radio Club website at w8woo.org. And our next VE session will be February 1st in Wayne County at the Smithville Brethren Church, 193 East Main Street in Smithville. More information on our webpage, w8wky.org, under the Education tab. Again, February 1st in Wayne County. Check out our webpage, w8wky.org. Does anybody else have any other announcements for the group? Please call now.
W8CRC.
W8CRC. Go ahead.
Evening. I just figured I'd pop down here with one of a different club's announcement, if you don't mind. The Crooked River Amateur Radio Club is going to have Tim Duffy, K3LR, on a Zoom presentation the 15th of January, 7:30. The Zoom presentation will be available not only on Zoom, but it will be an in-person meeting, weather permitting, of course. It'll start at 7:30, and all hands are welcome. You don't have to be a member of a club or whatever. He'll be the topic of the night is going to be antenna building, and I think if there's anybody in this world that knows how to build an antenna, it's probably Tim. So I think that's about it. Call sign here is actually N80QP, but I use the club code of W8CRC. If you need any extra information, you can go to CRARCHAM. I correct myself. CRARCHAM.org. That's our webpage, or you can look us up on Facebook and get us there. I think that's it. Back to net, and thank you for letting me in here.
All right, Tim Duffy on Zoom via W8CRC. Thank you for that announcement. Anybody else? As I mentioned, we'll do in and out traffic first, followed by a round of regular check-ins. We will then present the trivia question. I have one for you, believe it or not. When checking in this evening, please give me your call sign, your name, and your location. Yeah, name, call sign, location would be great. At this time, I'll take in and out traffic for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. Please call W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo, Christian Medina, in and out.
Kia at 8, Servato, sir. Martin Wadsworth, in and out.
W8WKY.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8 TLB. Randy and Rittman, I'll be in and out. 73, God bless.
Kilo Delta 8, Zulu Sierra Hotel, Randy and Akron, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Doug and Rittman, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee November, Juliet, John in Norton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, India Mike Echo, David Sterling, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Hotel Golf, Doug and Norton, in and out.
All right, nicely done. KE8SFS, KE8TLB, KD8ZSH, KE8JNH, KE8YNJ, KE8IME, and KE8ZHG, I think it was, KE8ZHG. Can you come back and confirm that, please? Okay, you're awfully noisy. Was that a tango? I'm not sure what the last letter was. ZH, I need the last letter, please. Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Hotel, last letter, please. Okay, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Any other in and out traffic, please call W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo, Christian Medina, in and out.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo. Thank you, Chris. Got you in the log. All right, that was quick with the in and out traffic. We have a whole lot of people lined up for regular check-ins, I can tell. Okay, this is WAWKY for the Tuesday Night Sarah Club Net, January 7th. Can you believe it already? This is WAWKY looking for check-ins. Come on down.
8 Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8 LYJ, Bob in beautiful Barberton.
Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey Victor Victor, KE8 WVV, Ethan in Manaway.
WWKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KE88 SLG,
K, Scotty and
Nick
Akron.
down the farm.
Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie, KD8 EPC, Dustin in Medina.
Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Yankee Golf, KC8 LYG, Rick and Massillon.
W8WKY Whiskey Delta 8 Lima Lima Alpha, Metropolitan Brewster.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John in Massillon.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR, Harry and Wadsworth.
Kilo Alpha 8 Mike November Tango, Tom in Canton.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Oscar X-Ray, that's KE8 Leo X Scott, Vermilion Township. Kilo Echo 8 Romeo Foxtrot Kilo, KE8 RFK Scott in Akron.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
W8 GMS, Gary Wooster.
Cuyahoga Falls.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4OG, Mark in Copley.
FQV, Mark in Aurora, KC8 FQV.
All right. Very orderly. Thank you very much for that. Just a couple of fender benders in there. Here's who I have. KA8 IJ, KE8 WVV, KE8 RFK, KD8 SLG, KD8 EPC, KC8 LYG, WD8 LLA, KE8 UP, KE8 ZZR, KA8 MNT, KE8 VOX, KE8 RFK, KE8 VZA, W8 GMF, K4OG, KC8 FQV. Anybody else? Regular check-ins, please.
Kilo Charlie 8 Papa
Kilo
Bravo
Foxtrot 8 Charlie Hotel Bravo, Craig and Shreve.
This is Kilo Echo 8 Alpha Romeo Bravo, Brandon in Manaway.
This is WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP, Jerry and Shreve.
Whiskey 8 Echo Lima Mike, Eric, Orville.
All right, I'll pick it up. The very first two folks who checked in, boy, you guys both were very, very strong and very, very interferal. That's a word, by the way, with each other. KC8P, I believe, was the first person. Can you come back and re-identify, please?
Kilo Charlie 8, Papa Bravo Victor, Dave, and Creston.
All right, Dave, thanks for that. Nicely done, by the way, and very good signal, as I mentioned earlier. And Craig, you were next. You guys honestly duked it out, and I got nothing. Craig, can you come back and re-identify, please?
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Hotel Bravo, Craig in Shreve.
All righty, sir, and as I said, another very fine business signal. You guys are so loud, I think you just totally cancel each other out. KF8CHB, thank you for being there. Brandon was in there as well, KE8ARB, W03X, better known as WO3X, KC8HDP, W8ELM. We'll make one final call for regular check-ins. Come on down.
W8WKY.
All right, we got them all. There you have it. Okay, how about a trivia question tonight? Okay, here we go. In Greek mythology, Charon, spelled Charon, was the ferryman who transported the deceased across the river Styx to the underworld. Your question tonight is, what payment did Charon require for this service? And here's your choices. Alpha, a silver drachma. Baker, a gold signet ring. Charlie, a single obol. Delta, a pearl. Echo, a personal artifact of value. I'll repeat the question. In Greek mythology, Charon was the ferryman who transported the deceased across the river Styx to the underworld. What payment did Charon require for this service? A silver drachma. Letter A. Letter B. A gold signet ring. Letter C. A single obol. Letter D. A pearl. Letter E. A personal artifact of value. There you have it. Let's get to it. Things going on. We'll start with Bob in Barberton, KA8LYJ. Good evening, Bob. What say you? And what kind of answer do you have for the trivia question tonight?
W8WKY, this is KA8LYJ. There's not much going on here tonight. Just kind of staying cozy out of the cold. And the answer to the trivia question is Alpha, the silver drachma. And we'll turn it back to net control.
All right, Bob, KA8LYJ with the definitive answer. Silver drachma, letter A. Thank you, Bob. Thanks for being here. And thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Appreciate that. Let's see what Ethan has to say. KE8WVV. Good morning. Good evening, Ethan. How you doing this evening? And what are you into tonight, or should I even ask? Because I know you're into something. KE8WVV to take it. AA8CS.
KE8WVV. Good evening, everybody on the net. Well,
First, I'm just going to go right ahead with trivia question and answer. No idea. Don't even have a guess. Can't think of anything that comes to mind. What am I into tonight? Lights. We got a light months ago from a thrift shop, and it's just been a plug-in USB light. I thought it was one of those lights that you plug it in and it displays a single color, but I was messing around with a TV remote near it, and those are IR TV remotes, infrared, and it turned off. Unplugged it, plugged it back in, pressed the power button again, it turned off again. And then I started hitting all the buttons on the TV remote to see what it would do, and I was able to get it change colors, dim, all the interesting things, and apparently it's an RGB light and not just a white light. So that was interesting. And then we grabbed another IR remote, and most of the colors work on it. It's a little bit off, but we've got red, green, blue, white, color changing modes, dimming. So, yeah, that's just us screwing around with TV remotes and then figuring out that this light that we've had for months is actually RGB. Anyways, I may have just located the ball bearings I have needed to replace the front and rear axle ball bearings in one of my crawlers, like 4-year-old ball bearings that now click and pop when you drive. So I don't know if they're the right size, but I'm going to go compare them after I jump off of here. And other than that, we've got Raspberry Pis running everywhere now. I'll let my dad explain in probably an hour, who knows, when everybody's done with their check-ins. Anyways, handing it back to Net, KE8WVV, I will say 73s.
All right, Ethan, no guess, huh? Hard not to have a guess when the answers could be A, B, C, D, or E. Just messing with you, man. All right, we're going to clear with WVV. Let's pick up KE8 RFK, I think, maybe, possibly. Please confirm the call. And you are up. This is W8WKY for the Tuesday night Serenet.
Yeah, this is Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Foxtrot Kilo. The name is Scott. I think you got me twice, because I didn't think I got in on the first time around, and I checked it again, so I think you got me on your list twice. Hey, I'm just trying to get used to when the nets are down here. You know, don't know if I think I've talked with you guys before, but yeah. You know, I've just moved down a few months ago from Michigan and trying to get used to when the nets are, and I'm playing heck getting on the radio, finding time to do it, you know, because, but yeah, it's nice to get on here when I can, you know, and, your trivia question, it's a silver drachma. But yeah, it's nice to hear people talking on the radio. I'm on an Icom 746 Pro. I got a mobile antenna hooked up to it, stuck out the window, so I'm surprised I'm hitting you guys from Akron. But yeah, nice talking to everybody, and everybody have a good night, and I'll be sitting around listening. KE8 RFK, back to net control.
All right, Scott. Well, I got to tell you, man, you are 1,000% into the repeater. Great signal this evening. So your 746 Pro on 2 meters is doing a fabulous job for you. I will say that. And yeah, I had you twice there. I plugged in KE8RFK into QRZ just to see. Came up Michigan. I thought, oh man, I mangled another call. But hey, I must not have, which is unusual. All right, Scott, thanks for stopping by. We have a ton of nets going on. I won't go through them right now, but go to our website, w8wky.org, and check out all the nets that we do. We do a bunch of them, and it's a lot of fun. And don't be a stranger. You're here from Michigan. I know, Michigan, Ohio, yeah. We know all that. But when it comes to ham radio, we accept all Michigan folks down here. Like I said, don't be a stranger. We're here every Tuesday night. We have a barometer net every Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. So plenty of opportunity, Scott. Hang around. Go ahead. Hang around. All right. And I got you down for drachma. All right. There you go. KD8SLG to take it. This is WAWKY on this end.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Sure, go ahead. Stand by, Nick.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my address changed on the site for the license, and I can't figure out how to get my address changed from Michigan down to Ohio for my license. Does anybody have some way they could explain how to do it for me?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure now that I'm thinking about it here. Maybe someone down the log here has some information for you there, Scott. So if you would stand by, and we'll see if anybody can help you out. That would be fabulous. Okay, we're going to clear with RFK. Let's pick up Nick, KD8SLG. Nick, how you doing? How you feeling? And do you have an answer for the trivia question tonight?
W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Gary and all the club netizens. Had to wait for my node to ID there and see if there are any other questions. I think you have to go to the FCC website with your FRN and get in there and change your address. I think that's how that works. As for the trivia question, I'm going to go with Alpha. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with putting coins on the eyes, and I'm hoping tomorrow, before I go under the knife, the last step isn't putting a couple of coins on my eyes. Fine business tonight, Gary. Thanks for being there. It's KD8SLG. Back to net control.
All right, Nick. Got you down for Alpha. Yeah, you don't want them on your eyes or in your mouth. Nah, you don't want that. All right, Nick. Man, we're thoughts and prayers, man. They're all over you. They're all over you. Like, well, I won't say that, but they're all over you. KD8SLG, we're on your team, and we are pulling for you, buddy. KD8SLG, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up KD8 EPC, the squash. Squash or squatch? Who cares? It's Dustin. KD8 EPC. Good evening, Dustin. What say you?
HCS and the net. Good evening to you. Well, I guess you're W8WKY tonight, aren't you? Good evening to you, Gary. Let me start with the trivia there. I don't know, but I'm just going to guess A. That seems like a pretty good guess there because, as they say, never guess C. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on here. We do want to send well wishes to Nick there for his upcoming thing tomorrow there. And I do want to say to that other station there, if he wants to check out the nets, he can check us out on the Beacon Net Sundays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the pre-show there. That's really all I've got for you, Gary. And don't forget, everybody, tomorrow to check out the Boredom Breaker Net. That's going to be from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock tomorrow. I'll have the first hour, and I think KI50ZZ, Miss Nancy, will have the second hour. So come and join us if you can. With that, that's all I've got for you, Gary. Thanks for having me. Have a great rest of the night, and we'll catch you there down the log. This is KD8EPC. Back to net control.
KD8EPC, AA8CS, doing business tonight as W8WKY. Thanks for being here, Dustin. Thanks for stopping by. And the Beacon Net on Wednesdays and Sundays at the net actually starts at 10, but the pre-show starts at 9:30. So, yeah, be there. Great net, fabulous net, lots of fun. And make sure you have NetLogger up and check into the blue screen. That's where it happens, right? At least that's what I'm told. All right, we're going to clear with EPC. Let's pick up Rick, KC8LYG. Good evening, Rick. What say you?
Good evening, Gary, and the rest of the net. This is KC8LYG, Rick from Maslin. I'm doing pretty good today. Got a lot accomplished, worked, and enjoying the evening, sitting down, listening to the net here. I'm going to go spend a little time with the wife here in a few minutes. But not too much news from this end of the town. With that, looking forward to seeing everyone at this restaurant. Sounds like it'll be a good time for a meeting, whatnot. With that, back to net control. Doing a great job, Gary, as always. AA8CS, KC8LYG, 73s.
Thanks, Rick. You know, we used to meet at a restaurant. We would meet there, and we would eat, and then the meeting would follow immediately. The problem there, it was very, very tiny, and then COVID happened. But this place is big enough to accommodate the whole group. So it's a nice place. The food is good. It actually is a restaurant, and they are going to cater to us. They are. It should be a good time. Food is great there. It is a restaurant. It's not a bar. So if you're interested in bar food, probably not the place you want to go. And it's reasonably priced. So I think everybody should enjoy this. And again, it's a one-time thing. It's a temporary thing. We'll be back at the Eagles in February. All right, we're going to clear. Rick, did you give me your trivia question answer? If you did, I missed it. Can you do it again?
I did not. I'm going to go D, Delta, just because. Don't know why. KC8LYG, back to net.
All right, Rick, looking forward to seeing you on Thursday, a week from this Thursday. And it should be a good meeting. It promises to be a really, really good meeting. So try to make it. All right, Neil's next, WD8LLA, in the thriving metropolis of Brewster. It is a thriving metropolis. I've driven through it. WD8LLA, this is W8WKY.
W8WKY, WD8LLA, good evening, Gary. It's an honor to get to talk to the head Vntenna from the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. I'll tell you what, it's been a long time. I missed some of them late midnight talks. I've got an answer. Since I was born shortly after that time, I'm going with A, because I've got no idea. But, yeah, we're the only city in Brewster. We're the newest city, and we have 3 stoplights, 3 industries, and a 4-story skyscraper. So that's a deal here. Good to hear you, Gary. Doing a great job. WD8LLA back to net control, and I'm probably headed for bed.
All right, Neil, I got to tell you, I'm going to borrow a phrase from one of our good friends here at Sarah. You must be living the dream in beautiful downtown Brewster. That's all I can say. Neil, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. We'll get together one day, soon, I'm sure, or at least I hope. WD8LLA will clear with you, and let's pick up a $5 dream. Nickel at a time. KE8UIB to take it. W8WKY.
W8WKY from K8UIB. Good evening, Gary. Everybody out there on the net on this terrific Tuesday evening as I'm sitting at home and relaxing, playing radio, messaging back and forth with my mom and dad. And the trivia question, they're going to go with C, Charlie, and I think I'm going to go with, I'm torn between two of them, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Alpha and see how that goes. With that, I hope everybody's having a good evening and all is going well and everybody's staying safe and staying out of the nasty weather the last couple of days. So I was able to play hooky from work yesterday, so that was kind of nice, and had to make up for it today, but that'll be okay. With that, you guys, this is K8UIB living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time. I'm going to hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3s, y'all.
I knew it. You had the $5 dream, a nickel at a time the whole time. Yeah. And it multiplies exponentially. I bet you're waiting for that, John. All right, we have C from John's parents. John, you picked A? Yeah, you went along with the group, didn't you? Didn't you, John? Yeah, you did. Yeah, well, we love your parents. They explored new territory there. All right, we're going to clear with UIB. Let's pick up Harry in Wadsworth. K8ZZR to take it. W8WKY on this end.
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Gary, and everybody else that's on the net. Let me get this trivia question out of the way. I'll tell you what, you've got a good one going there. You're competing with Eric there, and you got me thinking, but I'm clueless. So I'm just going to go, I'll be different. I'm going to go with B. B as in boy. So not much happening here, just like everywhere else. It's cold and snowy, and just waiting for spring to roll around, I guess. Looking forward to the meeting a week from Thursday at Farmer Boy. It sounds like a good time. And with that, I'll turn it back to you. Before I go back, though, I just want to wish Nick good luck tomorrow and a speedy recovery so you can get this behind him. I'm sure he can't wait. So what a pain that's got to be. So anyways, Gary, I'll turn it back to you. This is KE8ZZR 73s.
All right, Harry, KE8ZZR, W8WKY. Well, Harry, only thing I can say, there is no comparison between Eric and myself. He is absolutely the master of trivia, bar none, seriously. Oh, yeah, he's the best. As a matter of fact, well, I mean, he has absolutely inspired me to put a little more effort into these questions. So hopefully you guys enjoy them, and hopefully maybe, we learn a thing or two, or maybe even one. Yeah. KE8ZZR, we're going to clear with you, Harry. Looking forward to seeing you a week from Thursday, along with everybody else. It's a nice little restaurant. I think everybody have a good time. Food will be good. We'll just, again, it's temporary. We needed a place, and I thought if we could get a restaurant where we could all fit in, it might be a nice way to get together, have eyeball QSOs, and a little bit of camaraderie going on, as we always try to do, that's for sure. Harry, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up Tom in Canton, KA8MNT, W8WKY. What say you, Tom?
W8WKY, this is KA8MNT. Good evening, Gary, and everybody that is on the net this evening. Well, let's get this trivia out of the way first, and I'm going to go with UIB's parents, and I'm going to go with Charlie. So we'll see if that gets populated anymore. Not too much going on around here. It's been a day. We had our 6-meter group breakfast this morning. Had a nice turnout, and we did solve the country's problems. Unfortunately, Washington was still around and clouded up the waters again. So we've got some more work to do next week. Other than that, I've got nothing else. So with that, I'm going to say 7-3s, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep smiling. This Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, turning everything back over to WKY.
KA8MNT, W8WKY. Thanks, Tom. Got you down for Charlie. Tell Linda that we said hello, and hopefully she is doing well. I know she's doing well. And hopefully you guys can make it up to the meeting on a week from this Thursday. And looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you. KA8MNT, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up Scott in Vermilion, KE8VOX. This is W8WKY. Yeah, Custom Select is here as well. Yeah, I'm here. Scott, take it away. KE8VOX.
W8WKY, KE8VOX. Well, good evening, Gary, and good evening, all the listeners. That fella from Michigan, you go to the FCC website under License Manager, sign in with your FRN number, and after that it takes you to your license page, and on the right-hand side you'll see a little box that will allow you to upgrade or change your, update your license and all, and mailing address and all that. But let's see, on trivia, as soon as you said Greek, Gary, I knew I didn't know the answer, and it was just going to be a guess. So I'm guessing E for Echo. And what else? Well, just before the net, I got back from a birthday party for a friend of mine, her 96th birthday party, so had some really good times over there, and ice cream and cake and all that good jazz, and pretty good day. So that's all I got. This KE8VOX, sending it back to net control.
All right. Scott, you make me laugh. So what you're trying to tell me is that it's Greek to you. Man. It takes so little to make me laugh. KE8VOX, Scott, always a pleasure. Take care. Continue to take care of the North Coast there. We appreciate that. KE8VOX, we're going to clear with you. We're going to pick up Eric, KE8VZA. Good evening, Eric. What say you?
W8WKY and the group. This is KE8VZA. Doing well, Gary. Hope everyone else is too. And Gary, you stole my punchline there. I was all primed and ready to go with it's Greek. It's all Greek to me. Anyway, it's a good one though. Trivia. So speaking of trivia, I'm going to also go with Scott there. I'm going to go with Echo. I'm not going to cave to peer pressure. Just going to go with Echo. Let's see. Yes, sending positive waves in Just Nick's direction for his medical experience tomorrow, and I'm sure everything will go well. It's 2025, right? We've got this medicine thing nailed down. Crossing my fingers, throwing salt over my shoulder. Anyway, back to the big W this week. First full week of the year. It's kind of a shock, but it's okay. And my cousins down in northern Kentucky got about as much snow as we did with that other system that went through the south. And looking forward to the meeting a week from Thursday. Should be interesting. Anyway, that's all I have. Everybody have a good, terrific Tuesday. KE8VZA back to net control.
KE8VZA, there I go. W8WKY. Thanks, Eric. Do appreciate that. With Scott's E answer and your E answer, all of the distractors have been chosen, A through E. So, so it must have been a decent question anyway, I guess. We'll see how it goes. But got you down for Echo. Thanks for being here, Eric, and you take care. Looking forward to the meeting as well. I think it's going to be a great meeting, and it's going to be a great way to start off the new year, for sure. And we can break bread together, right? Yeah, that's always a good thing. We're going to clear with VCA. Let's pick up W8GMF. Gary with 2 R's. How you doing this evening? This is W8WKY.
Yeah, good evening, Gary and Annette. I'm doing fine. Just sitting here listening to everybody here on W8WKY. I actually was able to run the snowblower today. It got it's not hardly enough snow to use snowblower on, but I got quite a bit of area to do, and snowblower is actually easier on the back than the shovel is, even on light snow. You kind of use it like a walker. So that's what I did. As far as the trivia, I don't know much about them Greeks. Lumbago, was he a Greek? But anyhow, let's go with A. You can call it going with the crowd, or thinking that most people wouldn't have enough money for all the rest, or whatever. I don't know, but I'm gonna take a shot at A, Gary. Thanks for running the net as usual. Everybody stay warm and be safe this week. W8GMF.
Gary got you down for Alpha, W8GMF. Gary with 2 R's. Yeah, we got your announcement as well, the Wayne Amateur Radio Club. Your meeting is this Thursday. I'm going to try to make it down there if I can, as a matter of fact. I really would like to. We'll see how my wife's doing and see if I can grab a couple hours here. My daughter should be back in town. She went to up to, I think it was Massachusetts. Yeah, it was Massachusetts, and to a yoga. A week of yoga retreat, so she'll be back and she'll be able to help me out, so hopefully I'll be able to make that. Gary, take care. Good to hear you tonight, and we'll talk to you again real soon. W8GMF will clear with you. Let's pick up Mark. Fresh in from Kentucky, K4. Oh, God. What say you, Mark? This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, K4OG. Hello, Gary and everybody on the net. Yeah, fresh in, but I'm tuckered out, man. It's caught up with me after unpacking and going out to the grocery store, getting some items. But love the net, Gary. Love the question. I'm going to side with Tom and UIB's parents and go with Charlie. And, man, Sharon, well, it's a soap opera there. That's all I can say. K4OG, back to net.
Right, Mark. Well, I have 2 comments for you. First, you must be Kentuckered out. Yeah, and yeah. Well, that's the one, and that's all I got. That's all. Kentuckered out. Wow, that's crazy. K4OG, good to hear you. Glad you're back. Glad you're safe and sound. That's the other thing. And we'll talk to you again real soon, Mark. I'm sure you'll make the meeting. Pretty sure. Pretty sure, I think. K4OG, we're going to clear with you. And let's pick up KC8FQV. It's a net now, Mark, right? KC8FQV to take it. W8WKY.
All right, Gary, KC8FQV. Well, guess what? We'll go with Alpha. Elf. Yep, or the Elf, or the Aurora Lights. Yeah, or Aurora. So we'll go Alpha. And not much else. I didn't catch what the one Zoom thing was going to be. It was one of the other clubs was providing something. And I know last night I watched a VHF simplex thing that the Ohio ARL section put on Tom WLCD was sort of the leader or the controller of the Zoom, and then handed over to NA or KAZT for a while, but it's going to be on the Iowa section ARL website in a couple of days as soon as they get the thing all spiffied up for the recording and get it in there. But yeah, I watched that last night, and yeah, I have to look. I did see the email a little earlier tonight about the restaurant at 610, and I gotta go read it again. But I seen the email, so that will work out. Well, and not much else here happening. Just trying to get, well, the cough is right now. I haven't coughed much in the last couple hours, but once in a great while it comes as a picture time it wants to cough. But right now it's not, so I'm glad. So we'll send it back to net control, but I was just wondering what that was. I heard about a Zoom and something. Maybe it's what I just mentioned, and that was the ARL section thing that they did last night. But I think you guys can, repeat it, just simple, and the date. So back it comes, and of course the time, because there's 24 hours in a day, so you don't want to be late for something. So back it comes, KC8FQV.
All right, Mark. Yeah, that was WHCRC, the Crooked River. I'm not sure what the rest of it is. WHCRC. Pat, N8OQP, talked about on the 15th of January the Zoom with. Man, let me see if Pat's here, still around. He can I didn't write down all of the details there. N8OQP, Pat, are you still there? Can you come back with your announcement?
Comment.
All right, I guess no Pat, N8OQP. Comment, go ahead.
Hey, Gary, K4OG here. If you just go to crarcham.org and scroll down to the calendar to the 15th, that's the Zoom/meeting over at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church in Akron, where KLR is going to give the antenna build presentation.
All right, Mark. I figured you, if anybody would know, you would know. Can you come back with the website again? CRARC. Come back with it, please.
Roger. It is Charlie Romeo Alpha Romeo Charlie Hotel Alpha Mike.org.
All right, I'm going to repeat that. I'll do it phonetically. Charlie Romeo Alpha Romeo Charlie Hotel Alpha Mike.org. There you have it, Mark. All you, buddy. And Mark, did you give me a trivia question answer, please?
All right, yeah, I said alpha, and when you gave the club call, when you gave that in the Crooked River, that gives you a lot of information when you say that. You know, remember how, I said alpha for the trivia. You know, they always said a picture tells you 1,000 words. Well, now, these web addresses tell 1,000 words. You know, you just give a web address, or, you know, like we know Crooked River, Amateur Radio Club, we Google that. More than likely it would come back with Google. But like, you know, the tri-county-traffic.net or the WAOK.org, that repeater up there, or even our club's call sign, WKY.org, tells you 1,000 words. You know, once you put that word in, it tells you everything when you get to that website. So I'll send it back to net. But Alpha, KCLQV.
W8WKY.
All right, Mark, thanks for that. Way too much capital spent on that, I got to tell you. But, by the way, it's picture worth 1,000 words. A picture is worth 1,000 words, sir. Mark, thanks for being here. We love you, man. Yeah, we do. Next up, KC8, PBV. Dave, what say you? This is W8WKY.
Dave here, and I'm going to go for E. I'm absolutely sure that might be the answer, or not. So, like to put that in, and just glad to be feeling a little bit better. I had the cold that was going around everybody for the last week, and so glad to be doing a little bit better here.
All right, Dave, and glad you're doing better as well. Cold's kind of nasty this time of year. I was under the weather a little earlier before Christmas there, and that's not a good thing. It was just a bad cold. Emphasis on bad. All right, we're going to clear with PBV. Let's pick up Craig, KF8CHB. What say you, Craig? This is W8WKY.
W8WKY. Good evening, Gary. Well, I've done great contemplation, thought about many thoughts, and my answer for the trivia question is based on pure logic. I am choosing E because E is exactly I don't know. So that's my answer. I wish Nick has good luck tomorrow with the surgery. The amount that these surgeons can do anymore is amazing. The recovery time is much less time than it used to be. And, you know, by a week from Thursday, he could be dancing in on one crutch. So you never know. Look forward if you can make the Thursday meeting in Worcester. That would be great. I'd love to meet you, Gary. With that, to all those listening out there, a safe evening. Try and stay cool. Well, not too cool. I like to stay on the warm side of the door whenever I can. So with that, KF8CHB, returning it back to you, saying 73s for the evening, and we'll try and listen to the correct answer. Thank you.
All right, Craig. Yeah, I'm going to try to make it down there for that meeting. Again, it really has a whole lot to do with how my wife's doing, and if my daughter is going to be available to be here as well. So we'll see how all that works out. I got you down for Echo. Yeah, Echo's taking on a life of its own here. We have 4 Echo responses. That's kind of cool. Craig, thanks for being here, buddy, and I look forward to meeting you as well. CHB, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up Brandon, KE8ARB. What say you? And why can't, what's Eastman's thing? He can't guess A, B, C, D, or E. That's, it's a guess, right? What say you, Brandon? This is W8WKY.
All right, WKY, this is KE8ARB. I think Ethan is intimidated by the knowledge required to even make a guess on that question. However, I'm going alpha because I'm pretty confident that that is the right answer. But it'll be funny when I say that with confidence and get it wrong. Haha. But when you're a kid, you can't chuckle at yourself being wrong. You know, it kind of hurts. But anyway, what do I say? I say I'm down in the shack. I've got a Raspberry Pi 500, and I'm working on Vera Chat right now, running in Linux under Wine, and it's a lot of fun. And I've been having fun. I just compiled Orca Slicer, which is a 3D printing slicer. So I've got that going in my new Raspberry Pi as well. It took me like 6 hours to compile that, so I hope I don't have to do that again anytime soon. It took a lot of fuss to get it working. But anyway, I'm having fun. I'm playing radio. Things are starting to work and come together, and it feels good. Speaking of feeling good, I want to wish Nick all the best again. Fella, man, I hope things go well. I know I went into the dentist today, and, you know, people always kind of say, oh, it's just a minor surgery, or it's just the dentist, or it's just the whatever. But it's also not their tooth getting worked on and their jaw getting holes poked in it or their ankle getting all fixed up. So anyway, my prayers are with you, my friend. And I hope that you're feeling good about it. And I hope you have a speedy recovery. I'm excited to go do some parks with you in the near future and some warmer temps. But anyway, with that, I better say 73s and hand it back to you, Gary. W8WKY, this is KE8ARB clear.
Right, Brandon. Well, you know what? The thing is, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about having a little bit of fun and you know, just having a little bit of fun, maybe learning something a little bit here or there. When you make these questions up as a Eric and I, and Eric's coming up here and a couple people, maybe he might comment on it too, but the idea is to make it, at least my idea. Eric can add his own idea, but my idea is just to make it, you know, I want it challenging, and just to see, you know, just to learn about some things and just have some fun with it. That's what it's all about. It's not, you know, you get them all wrong. That's not a problem. I mean, that's not a problem at all. It means that you just didn't know that particular answer, and there's a lot of things we all don't know. That's for sure. All right, Brandon, I don't know what I tried to say there, but obviously I didn't say it very well because I don't even believe it myself. But thanks for being here tonight, and I do enjoy listening to Ethan. He is an incredible kid. One of these days I'm going to meet him eyeball to eyeball. He's always into something, and he always has a project going on, which is just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. All right, we're going to clear with ARB. Let's pick up John, WO3X, my favorite zero station. John, take it away. This is W8WKY.
Good evening, Gary, and all on the net. This is WO3X, also sometimes known as W03X. Let's see here. Regarding the trivia question, I think that the drachma is too common of an item to be the correct answer for this. So I'm going to go along with the parents of UIB there, and I'm going to go, I think I'm going against the shorter postulate, and I'm going to go with C Charlie. So that's my choice there. and I'm in the preparation phase here of getting ready for the 25th Wash 2-meter contest that has some new rules this year. So that'll be Saturday evening. And let's see, it's a little less hours than it used to be. It's from 7 to 10 p.m. So it'll be fun then. Okay, so with that, this is WO3X back to the net.
All right, John, got you down for letter C, and thanks for being here. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the contest, but check out the ARRL contest page, and all kinds of great things about all kinds of contests. I mean, there are contests almost every day. If you're into the contesting piece of it, there's a few I like that I do participate in. I do like the special events as well. So, yeah, be radio active, like my favorite Zero station. John, thanks for being here. We do appreciate you being part of the net and checking in and being a regular, that's for sure. WO3X, we're going to clear with you. Let's pick up Jerry, KC8, HDP. That's how you check into a net. Thank you, Jerry.
Well, you're welcome, Gary. Thank you for taking the net this evening. Thank you for your trivia question. I'm going to answer that before I forget, and I'm going to go with Alpha. Let's see. What do we got going here? Boy, it's cold. It's cold outside. It's supposed to stay in the teens here down in the southern frontier of the Sierra. So it's going to be a cold one tomorrow. The Wayne meeting Thursday night, the program will be by Doug, KE8 to JNH on volunteer ham, and yeah, everyone's welcome. And looking forward to all the stuff coming up. VHF, Simplex Day, Winterfield Day, lots of great operating things coming up. Well, don't really have anything else, so I'm going to send things back to you, Gary. W8WKY and the net from KC at HDP, Jerry and Shreve, 7-3.
All right, Jerry, thanks for being here this evening. I have you down for Alpha, and just enjoy the evening and your meeting coming up Thursday. Again, I hope to be down there. Again, it just depends on how things are at home here, but my anticipation is that I will be there. Jerry, thanks for being here tonight, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Clearing with HDP, let's pick up Eric, the master of trivia, W8ELM. What say you, Eric?
W8WKY from W8ELM. Well, first of all, I didn't hear exactly how Nick broke his ankle, but I did want to say he can certainly be grateful that he's not a horse, because he wouldn't be going for surgery tomorrow if that was the case. But I do wish him well. Also, a lot of you probably remember when Pluto was demoted to a dwarf planet. Well, Charon is one of the moons of Pluto, and now the discussion is it pronounced Charon or Charon? So anyway, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with the trivia question. I read the story of the river Styx in Latin instead of Greek, so good question here, Gary. I was thinking it was a coin, and wonder if it has anything to do with putting coins on the eyes of the dead. I know that was just to keep the lids closed, but anyway, a drachma seemed like a lot of money to get across the river, but that's what I'm going to have to go with. I had never heard of C, Is that oboe or I'm not sure. Anyway, Shorter's postulate allowed me to eliminate that choice. So my choice is A. Thanks for running the net, Gary. Back to net from W80LM.
All right, Eric, very good. W80LM, W8WKY. Got you down for Alpha. Hopefully I'll see you Thursday night, Eric. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being a major part of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association club, and the nets and the trivia, etc. We do appreciate all you do, that's for sure. All right, we are at the bottom of the list and the bottom of, we're past the 9 o'clock bewitching hour, so hopefully, let's see if there's anybody else out there who wants to join us before we pull the plug here tonight. Anybody else? Any latecomers who would like to join the net, please give me a call.
WD8LLA recheck.
W2JLS, John and Fairlawn.
Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, Greg in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango, Quebec Romeo, Keith in Uniontown, in and out, 7-3.
All right, we got W2JLS, AI5HV, and Keith in Uniontown. Got you in the log, sir. Got you in and out. Thanks for stopping by this evening. Before we go to our list, WD8 for your recheck. Go ahead, Neil.
I just want to say something to Nick. My prayers will be with him. I've had like 14 major surgeries. I go in a couple of weeks for a 7-hour one. I've had 3 kinds of cancer, and I'm 80. They've got so much amazing stuff today. It's, you'll wake up, feel like a new guy. I hope everything goes okay. Don't want to do like the horses. 73. Have a great night, everybody. WD8LLA.
Roger that, Neil. We're all wishing Nick the very, very best. He slipped on a ramp while walking the dog. He was holding the leash. I don't think the leash had much to do with it. Anyway, that's that. All right, W2JLS to take it. AA8CS. What say you, John?
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. Gary, neighbor, good evening on your ears, and to all the listeners here on the net tonight. I gather the answer is likely A. However, my first choice on this, and not being familiar with the correct answer, was going to be Pearl, whatever choice that was. I kind of like the idea of that. One of your other callers tonight kind of laid it out the way I was thinking as well. A drachma just feels like it doesn't belong in mythology to me. Pearl is more of nature, and if mythology is pretending to kind of describe things mythological and supernatural, then I would have hoped it would have been something like the Pearl. Perhaps if it were an Asian mythology, then the Pearl would be more appropriate. Also, W8ELM kind of had touched on the other thing. When you asked the question and stated the pronunciation of Karen, I was thinking of like Pluto's moon is how I know that mythology. Thanks to Carl Sagan and growing up kind of a geek, I was thinking Sharon, and I did kind of poke around on the internet, and I found out that when you're referring to the planet and the moon, Pluto's moon, Sharon is actually more typically pronounced Sharon, not Karen, but mythologically, Karen, I think, is the right choice there. But anyway, good to hear everyone tonight. And Nick, I recommend propofol, buddy, if you can twist an arm or two. That's a good way to ride. W2JLS, back to net control.
All right, John, thanks for that. And I got you down for Delta. Great choice. Yeah, we'll give the answer here in just a second. Let's bring in AI5HV before we give the answer. Go ahead. This is AA8CS doing business tonight as W8WKY.
W8WKY.
Good evening, Gary, and everyone else on the W8WKY net. This is Greg, Alpha India 5 Hotel Victor in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and I'm going to ask if you'll proxy in my wife, Judy, Kilo India 5 Victor Victor Echo. And my answer for tonight's trivia question is C, the oval.
All right, Greg from Broken Arrow. Your wife in there, KI5VVE. She is check-in number 33, 34, 34, 35, 36. Not bad. Yeah, KI5VVE in the log. Thanks, Greg, for your answer, Charlie. Yeah, that's a good choice as well, although Shorter's postulate says it can't possibly be the right answer. All right, let's get to the answer to the trivia question. I do appreciate all the comments, and here we go. The question was, in Greek mythology, Charon was the ferryman who transported the deceased the river Styx to the underworld. What payment did Charon require for this service? Let's go through them. Choice A was the silver drachma. Why is that plausible? Well, it's plausible because the drachma was a well-known currency in ancient Greece, often used in trade and commerce. The silver drachma sounds like a valuable offering for something as significant as passage to the underworld. But why is it incorrect? While drachmas were used in everyday life, mythology specifically mentions an obol, a smaller and less valuable coin for Charon's payment. B, a golden signet ring. Why is that plausible? Gold was associated with wealth and status in ancient cultures, and a signet ring could symbolize personal identity or lineage. It might seem fitting as a payment for a ritualistic journey like crossing the river Styx. Why is it incorrect? Well, there's no mention in mythology of Charon requiring anything as extravagant as gold. His fee was humble, symbolizing that death is universal and not influenced by wealth. A single obol, or obol is actually the correct pronunciation, O-B-O-L, obol. In Greek mythology, the obol was specifically mentioned as the coin placed in the mouth or on the eyes of the deceased to pay Charon for ferrying their soul across the river. Pearl is plausible. As John mentioned, pearls are often seen as precious and mystical, and they might be imagined as a symbolic offering for a sacred or otherworldly journey. Pearls could also tie into imagery of water and rivers, making them seem contextually appropriate. Why is pearls wrong? They do not feature. They're not a feature in traditional myths surrounding Charon or payment for passage to the underworld. And letter E, the personal artifact of value. While personal belongings were sometimes buried with the dead, Charon's fee was always described as a coin, not a personal object. Some heroes like Achilles are buried with their armor or prized possessions, though these items represent their earthly honor rather than the utility in the afterlife. The Greek concept of the afterlife was more about the soul's journey and fate, with very little emphasis on material possessions. And there you have it, gang. The correct answer is C. 2 trivia questions in a row. The correct answer was C for me. So, Shorter's postulate, yep, down the tubes. All right. Anything else for the net before we close her down? This is WAWKY.
K8, H&K Mobile, in and out.
All right, we have K8H&K. Good evening to you, Elmer. Thanks for stopping by this evening. We do appreciate it. And at this time, I will close the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net at just about 9:20, it looks like. My computer shut down here. And we had, with Elmer there, 37 check-ins. Not too shabby. I also want to thank all the listeners and all of you who participated in tonight's net. Remember, it is your participation that makes our net and our club the success that it is. I do want to remind everybody that the January 16th Sarah Club meeting will be held at the Farmer Boy Restaurant in Cuyahoga Falls, on Cuyahoga Falls Avenue. I think it's Cuyahoga Falls. Might be called Akron. I'm not exactly sure. But it's 610 East Cuyahoga Falls Avenue. The meeting will be at 7 o'clock. If you want to eat dinner with us, and I hope you all do, arrive between 5:30 and 6 p.m. The meeting will start promptly at 7. This is AA8CS doing business as WAWKY this evening, and I return this repeater back to regular and normal amateur radio use. WAWKY/AA8CS is clear. 73, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the net. We'll do it again next week. 8 o'clock, Tuesday night. We are clear. AA8CS is clear. 73.
73, Gary. Good net tonight. Have a good one. K8OIJ.
You are the master, and I pale by comparison.